Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for my review of Ninjago Confidential. We begin with Zane basically role-playing by himself, and so he's got a fedora and a cool new outfit, and he's basically pretending to be a detective. So he's narrating weirdly and just being pretty weird in general, but then they decide to go to Laffy's karaoke bar to pursue a lead. So he's narrating weirdly and just acting strange in general, but then they decide to go to Laffy's karaoke bar to pursue a lead. And we're blessed with the presence of the brown ninja himself, Dareth, who actually appears in this episode. After a bit of fighting, they meet Dyer's childhood friend, who reveals his location. But when they arrive, the mechanic is waiting, and he ambushes them and kidnaps Zane. Oh yay, Zane abuse! Wouldn't be a Ninjago season without it, and there's more of it to come in episode 14. But after Zane gets kidnapped, Pixel discovers Dyer, who's hiding out on the roof. And, he's doing his old man thing, he's feeding the birds. And big surprise, but Dyer isn't actually Unagami. Instead, Unagami is a powerful AI that actually finished programming Prime Empire itself. So much of this episode is in grayscale, obviously, and the intro actually reflects that too, which is pretty cool. The intro features a jazzy rendition of the Weekend Whip, and it was pretty catchy, definitely a cool move on the creator's part. The overall aesthetic or gimmick of this episode is that it's in grayscale, and that's kind of meant to reflect old detective movies and books. You have a lot of jazz too in the episode and the intro, of course, and they did a great job at really making it feel old-timey. This episode has a very clear identity, and that is definitely what makes it stand out. It is also the 4th episode to try out a new animation style, preceded by The Absolute Worst, Last of the Formlings, and the infamous Kaiju Protocol. I think the grayscale works here because, again, it does emulate that old-fashioned style. Also, immediate 10 out of 10 because Dareth appeared in this episode. Well, not really, but seeing old characters is always welcome. This is exactly the kind of role that Dareth should have. He shouldn't have a big role like in Hunted, but rather small appearances. And he was kind of funny in this episode, with the whole brown ninja joke continuing. I also want to talk about the episode's ending because that was pretty good. First off, I like Dyer's voice acting. I gotta say I'm actually surprised that Unagami ended up being an AI, because prior to the season I thought it was Dyer. Or if it wasn't Dyer, then it would probably be someone else. But either way, I definitely didn't call Unagami being an AI, and that is pretty cool. Unagami being an AI is really cool, and we'll get to learn more about him in the next episode. So I gotta say, LEGO did a good job this time at covering up the plot twist, and if not for the descriptions, this definitely would have come as a surprise. And I also like that obviously this episode is a Zane and Pixel episode, and we really haven't seen much of them in the season. So I like that the focus was shifted from the game and to this for a bit, because these episodes are definitely fun. And most importantly, there is a Chima reference in this episode. We do actually see a beaver at the beginning, so automatic 10 out of 10. So the best way to put this episode is, it's weird. It is just a really weird episode. And it is basically just Zane and Pixel roleplaying, and that is pretty much the main thing of this episode. Yeah, the detective vibe is cool, but it feels overdone in this episode to an extent. Zane's constant monologuing and narration gets pretty annoying pretty quickly. There is too much narration and not enough mystery solving. It also feels out of character for Zane and Pixel. Their friends are trapped and innocent people are suffering. Zane and Pixel are very logical. They would be trying to solve the mystery, not roleplaying. The detective vibe doesn't feel out of place, but the way Zane acts and how he narrates, that definitely does. So yeah, I don't like the narrations, and the way their voices sound during those narrations is also kinda annoying. I also feel like finding Dyer was too easy. I mean, he's been missing for decades, but Zane and Pixel find him in all of 15 minutes. He wasn't even in any foreign location. He was just chilling in his favorite pizza joint. So how did no one find him? He was even standing on the building's roof, available for everyone to see. I like the Zane and Pixel plot, but at least one more episode really would have benefited it. Because as it was, it feels a bit rushed, and there really wasn't enough time to develop a more complete story. So for this episode's plot, the episode itself does have good pacing, but the Zane story itself isn't. The story that we got was a tad bit rushed, and we just needed a bit more time to flush it out. For characters, this episode is all about Zane and Pixel, and I don't know, they just don't really feel all that great. Here's the thing, you could replace them with any other 2 characters, and this episode would still work. Some kind of character development really would have been nice here other than just boring narration. Zane was just the Ice Emperor in the last season. How about showing us that Zane was affected by that, and that season 11 isn't skippable? The lack of development here is definitely a big missed opportunity, and that is another reason why more episodes were needed. The episode's action was good as well, nothing really too special, but it was fine. And emotion, we're gonna skip. I will give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. This episode was just okay in my opinion. Not good, but not bad either. I know I spent a while talking about the bad things of the episode, but to me it's a lot of missed opportunities, not necessarily stuff that is bad about the episode. Anyways though, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know. Let me know what you guys thought of Ninjago Confidential and how you would rate it out of 10, and I'll see you next time.